All right. Thank you for your time. I'm Aina. Nice to meet you.
Okay, no problem. I'm glad to help you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland,
Switzerland.
originally. I currently live in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, with my wife.
So you already know about the Asian country,
Yeah,
right?
I've been in Asia for 10 years now.
Is it the first time to come to Japan?
Yes, first time I'm in Japan.
Welcome to Japan.
Yes.
How long have you been in Japan so far?
Just under 7 days, I think. We're here for 12 days and we're
okay.
leaving in 3 days' time. Yeah, just under 9 or 10 days, yeah.
Which cities have you been to and will you go
We've
to?
been in, of course, Tokyo, Kobe, Osaka. What's the other place where those canals are? I mean, some historical nice city. We've been to Kyoto, Kobe, of course, for the nice beef.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
So
the other
which
one.
place is your favorite?
Oh, the best one, you mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to say because every place has its own very nice things, restaurants, and food is very good. And I just like the city life, street life in Japan because I do photography as a hobby, and I like just walk around in the cities and watch what's going on.
Did you take photos a lot?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You're already 7 days in Japan and living in Malaysia for 10 years,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So is there anything like differences between Malaysia and Japan?
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm
Not
curious
just the
about
language,
that.
but because I'm from Switzerland, I can relate to Japan because everything is so clean, well organized. People are polite, very polite.
Like
Malaysia is very nice too, but it's a different kind of nice Asian country, but it's not so. The strong points of Malaysia is not clean and organized, but life is very good too in Malaysia. But Japan is much closer to what I know from Switzerland. I will definitely come back. We've been to Mount Fuji too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. I don't remember the name, but we were at a lake. We were just at Mount Fuji for the sunset.
Yeah.
And it was so gorgeous, beautiful. Yeah.
What motivates you to come to Hiroshima this time?
I'm a history buff. It means I really love history, and not just for the spectacular things, but to understand the reasons and why something happened, what was the context at the time, and who were the people involved. So I'm really interested in history. Of course, everybody knows what happened in Hiroshima. I watched quite a number of videos and read quite a few articles about Hiroshima that dug deeper than what I already knew. That's what motivated me to come to Hiroshima. But of course, the city is very nice too, not just because of the history of 1945, but the city is very nice.
You learn a lot of things not only in your school, but also by yourself.
Yeah. Not just what I learned from school, but dug deeper into history. What Dwight Eisenhower wrote, the chief of Supreme Allied forces in Europe during the Second World War. But then after Harry Truman, he was elected as the next US president, and he wrote a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but he clearly says that it was not necessary for him. That's his opinion, but I would kind of trust what he says because since he was a supreme commander of the Allied forces in World War II, and then the president that succeeded to Harry Truman, he said that in his book that it was not necessary to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki because Japan at the time was already on its knees. The Japanese Navy was completely defeated. The Air Force was almost non-existent, and the ground forces had been mostly eliminated during the island hopping campaign, Tarawa, Peleliu, Iwo Jima, all these islands. So it was not necessary. So I think, according to what I read, it's not I read a lot of things, but so I'm just compiling things.
Yeah.
I'm not a historian. It's not my own thing, but according to what I read, it was mostly a show of force from the US military against their new enemy, the Soviet Union, to show that now we have the atomic bomb and don't you dare do anything, something like that. But it was not necessary to crush the Japanese army, especially because they dropped it on civilians. They didn't target any military installations. They dropped it on 2 big Japanese cities. Before that, they also bombed Tokyo very heavily with incendiary bombs, which made, I think, even more dead people than the atomic bombs. I'm not quite sure. You'd have to ask historians. That's what I think. And it's a shame. I mean, you understand at that time that the Americans had suffered from Pearl Harbor and so many cruelties from the Japanese military, who used captured US soldiers as bayonet practice and mutilated them and put them in tiny bamboo cages. Suffering had been immense at the hands of the Japanese military, but that's the military. You don't drop 2 atomic bombs on civilians because you want to defeat the military. I mean, that's my opinion. The Allied also bombed Europe heavily, big cities, so that was the strategy to end the war. But in my opinion, you don't mitigate a crime by committing another crime. But the US military will always come up with this narrative saying that they had to drop the bombs in order to make a quick stop to the war. I don't agree with that. They could have just blockaded Japan with their navy and whatever air force or whatever they had, and it would have been over in a few maybe weeks or months. In a nutshell, that's what I think about these bombings.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I totally understand and agree with you. Some of the countries kind of justify to have nuclear weapon or something, but I can't understand that.
We know that the US government and the military, the Pentagon and the CIA will always come up with that kind of narratives to justify regime change operations and coup d'etats and things like that. The young generation in Japan should be aware that this is it's a nice peace memorial, but the history in the background is that it's still a huge American crime. You don't mitigate a crime from the Japanese military by committing another huge crime against civilians. You need to educate the Japanese young people to be critical and to know history and analyze and come up with some basic and factual truth, not what the US government wants to push on you. And that's also the same with the Ukraine war and other wars, regime, so many regime change operations. I'm not saying the US military is the only one who does that, or the government. Other nations have tried and done that too with, the British Empire and so many things. But currently, what's the most important empire we have to face, I think, is the American empire. That's only my opinion, my 2 cents.
We cannot change the past, but we have to learn it from the past.
Yeah, exactly.
The war keep going.
That's
right
unfortunately
now.
in the human heart. There's good and there's evil, so we have to always fight so that good will prevail.
Has this visit for you changed something in your perspective in any way?
Yeah, I mean, as a deeply committed Christian, I think there's always truth and justice and love that must prevail. And it's the same thing that needs to be, put forward in any event like this one. Truth must be told and love must prevail. Love and justice, both of them together. You cannot have love without justice, and you cannot have justice without love. So that's what I understand from reading the Bible.
Speaking of justice and love, what do you think about peace?
Everybody talks about world peace, and this is a peace memorial, but peace comes from within first. You cannot promote peace in the world if you don't have a deep inner peace. And that, for me, I'm just talking about my opinion, comes from knowing Jesus Christ. And then when you know that, you can promote peace on a one-on-one basis. That's what I'm trying to do.
Interesting. Inner peace. So me first.
In my humble opinion. It starts with you. I mean, me, you, everyone, personally. You don't promote peace by just coming up with your ideas. You have to have it inside you because of what you know, what is the ultimate truth. I mean, for me, it's in the gospel of Jesus Christ. It may be something else for other people, but you have to know know what peace means inside of you. Okay.
Thank you for sharing. If you could send a message to future generation about peace or something you think about, what would it be?
Know peace for yourself first and start from there. Don't try to politicize it. Don't try to enforce it upon others in the name of whatever religion you have. It starts with you and you give it to others. You don't force it upon others with your own values. I have some very strong values, but I don't force my beliefs upon other people.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice talking to
Okay.
you. Thank
God
you
bless.
so much. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
I'm Aina. Nice to meet you.
Very pleased to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from France.
France. Okay. Is it?
Sorry.
It's gonna be good. Is it the first time to come to Japan?
No, it's my third time.
First time.
Yeah.
When was the first time?
First time was almost 30 years ago, I think, in 1997. So I was about 19 years old, I think.
With your family?
It was me with two friends.
When was the second time?
Second time was last year.
Last year.
Yes.
Then coming back to this year again.
Yes.
Did you find something differences between 30 years ago in Japan and last year and this year?
Yes, of course, many things. The main thing I think is that now it's much easier for a foreigner to travel in Japan thanks to internet and Google Maps and so on. Back then there was nothing, so it was a bit more complicated. Here you can see tourists foreign everywhere. Back then it was less common, I guess.
We didn't have like iPhone or something
Yes,
30 years
exactly.
ago.
We had guidebooks. We booked our hotel with a fax.
So you had
yeah.
a lot of papers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was a big adventure back then. Very easy.
Where have you been to in Japan?
I've been only in Honshu. Back then, I
You know Honshu.
yeah, we were as far as Sendai. Traveled back south, Miyajima. Visited Tokyo, Kyoto, Hakone, plenty places like that. Nara, of course.
Nara.
And then last year we went, we rented the car. I was with my family, with my kids and husband, and we went in the Japanese Alps, Fuji, Yoshida, in Nikko too. I really enjoy traveling in Japan.
Yeah, I think it's a hard question, but which cities do you prefer?
I cannot choose one city, but I don't have one single favorite. Last year I had a conference in Osaka and I really enjoyed because it's very lively and all the food and so on. So I think for day-to-day travel, Osaka was really nice. People were very friendly and more extroverted, energetic. I enjoy that a lot. And then for all the shrines and all, Kyoto is really very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I really also enjoyed Fuji Yoshida with the Fuji-san everywhere. It was really nice.
Every single place has like a different culture, and food, people.
Everywhere in Japan, you know that you will find interesting things and things that you haven't seen before.
Which cities do you want to go in Japan?
Oh, so many places. For next travels, I would like to go perhaps in Kyushu. Go
Out of Honshu.
Exactly. Where would you recommend to go in Japan?
I would say my recommendation in Honshu is Nagano Prefecture or Shimane Prefecture. Their big shrine, Izumo Taisha. It's a traditional place and there are a lot of hot springs. And Nagano Prefecture, there are massive temple there. It's called Zenkoji, and you can enjoy in front of the temple, like eating, walking.
Mountains in Nagano Prefecture, right? That must be lovely.
So calm and relaxing. Air is so fresh. And also out of Honshu, I love Hokkaido.
I'd love to go there too.
That's my recommendation. I hope you like it. Actually, it's my first time to come to Hiroshima.
Yeah, it's my first time too.
You too. I came here 3 days ago. How about you? When did you come to Hiroshima? First day?
I just arrived, yes. Yes, I went from the station and then I went by walking and then I'm just arriving here.
So what do you think about Hiroshima city?
I'm just discovering right now. It's very moving being here. I was a bit afraid to come, to be honest, because of the past and so on. Because it took me the third travel here to visit here.
I was born and raised in Japan, whole life in Japan, but it's my first time to come to Hiroshima. Kind of scared to come here and face the reality. But I'm glad that I come here. I went to the museum as well 3 days ago. I sometimes wanted to hide my face and eyes, but I understand it was the reality in the past.
Yeah, I haven't visited the museum yet, but I've heard that it is extremely moving.
I couldn't take all of them. I truly can't believe it was just 80 years ago.
Yeah, that's really striking about Hiroshima. Before you arrive here in front of the dome, it's normal looking Japanese city, and then thinking that how it was 80 years ago.
Someone still live here 80 years ago and now as well. It's weird or strange feelings for me. There are so many greens and rivers. It feels like so peaceful city.
Yeah. As you say, it's a very calm city. That's very respectful. I don't know how to say it, but for the past year, there's a different mood.
I feel like it's a lot of a contrast here. The past in Hiroshima was so sad and terrible, I think. But now in Hiroshima, it's so peaceful, calm, and relaxing place. And also, I went to a garden called Shukken. Yeah, they are so calm and traditional garden. We can see a lot of buildings behind the garden. Busy city and the garden is so contrast.
Do Japanese people all come to Hiroshima?
Children in Tokyo or Kanagawa around there, or Kyoto, Osaka come to Hiroshima through school trip. Hiroshima is a place we must come. What do you think about peace?
I think it's very precious. Nowadays, in the world we live in, sadly, people are speaking about there are wars again, and there are tensions between countries again, and it's very worrisome, I think. Peace is a very, very precious thing, and we should keep it really.
So true.
Never reproduce what happened 80 years ago. Learn from the past. Never make the same mistakes again.
Exactly.
Let's different people, be friendly, travel to discover other cultures and see how precious life is everywhere.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Merci beaucoup.
De rien.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
From Accrington in the northwest of England.
Where are you from?
We're Florence, Italy.
Italy.
Florence.
I'm Aina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sergio from Spain.